Good afternoon, everyone. Kindly take your seats as our program will begin in 5 minutes. As you find your seats, we ask that you do not block the aisles, doorways, or bleacher access stairs in order to ensure everyone's safety. We appreciate everyone's cooperation with our National Honor Society and student volunteer ushers. Please remember that no confetti, noisemakers, balloons, or signs are allowed in the gym. Thank you. Will the school board members please report to the reserved seating area at the front? School board members, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, parents, family, and friends. With respect for the solemnity of this evening's ceremony, it is our sincere request that you join the faculty and staff of Guam High School in honoring the achievements of each of your sons and daughters. We therefore ask that no prolonged cheering or noisemakers be used during the ceremony. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and electronic devices. In addition, we ask that you do not block the aisles, doorways, or bleacher access stairs in order to ensure everyone's safety. We appreciate everyone's cooperation with our National Honor Society and student volunteer ushers. Please stand for the processional. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by our NJROTC Color Guard and the national anthem, Guam Hymn, and Pledge of Allegiance, performed by Gianna Alvarez, Kristen Cruz, and Audrey Meno.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Lagi Chamorro, Putita Nota, Katai Matunyanya, Kitoru Ilugar. Padariona, Padari Gloria, Habiba Isla Sempada. Padariona, Padari Gloria, Habiba Isla Sempada. Utoru itempu ipas parahita, Zaginadilan in a bendition. Contra Piligu, Nafat Safuham, Tus Protahi Islam Guam. Contra Piligu, Nafat Safuham, Tus Protahi Islam Guam. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seniors, you may be seated. And everyone else. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madison Bossart, the Senior Class Secretary.
And I am Alessandra Haas, the Senior Class President. It is our distinct pleasure to welcome you to the 2015 commencement exercise. We would like to take this time to give a special welcome to our honored guests. Please stand as your name is read.
Brigadier General Andrew J. Toth, Commander 36th Wing and Deputy Commander, Joint Region Marianas. Captain Alfred D. Anderson, Commanding Officer, Naval Base Guam. Representing Captain James B. Pruitt, Sector Commander, Coast Guard Sector Guam, Lieutenant Commander Jessica Wurst. Lieutenant Colonel Timothy A. Puzon, Guam National Guard Human Resources Officer. Dr. Stephen Bloom, Superintendent, Guam District. Dr. Helen Bailey, Educational Operations Manager. Mr. Philip Keim, Principal, Guam High School. Mr. James Herb, Assistant Principal, Guam High School.
Miss Lydia Broussard, Joint Region Marianas School Liaison. Mrs. Barbara Askey, Navy Base Guam School Liaison Officer. Mr. Jason Sheedy, Principal, Anderson Middle School. Miss Hillette Horn Barnes, Principal, Anderson Elementary School. Mr. Arthur Flores, Assistant Principal, Anderson Elementary School. And Mr. Jeffrey Fong, Principal, McCool Elementary and Middle School.
At this time, I'd like to call to the stage Mr. Philip Keim, Principal of Guam High School, for the opening remarks.
Good evening. I'm glad they didn't leave you all standing throughout the time. Tonight marks the 18th graduating class of Guam High School and the 8th graduating class since the opening of the new Guam High School. I've had the pleasure of being the principal for the past 5 years, and I've witnessed your children coming in as wide-eyed 9th graders to the adults that you see stand or sitting before you tonight. Tonight, the class of 2015 will have 96 students receiving their diplomas. Scholarship has been a very strong part with this class. This year, the class of 2015 will be receiving over $2 million in scholarships. Some of the major scholarships went to the following students, and if you could just stand and remain standing. First of all, Henry Haight, who's been accepted to the Naval Academy. Shannon Atta, who's a Merit Scholarship to University of Guam. Hunter Yatar is a Merit Scholarship to the University of Guam. Elaine Apel, who's Dordt College. Michael Sheehan, Abilene Christian University. Christina Francisco, University of Portland. Lewis Harris, Pima Community College, a football scholarship. Anna Gresham, Covenant University. Abigail Lozer, Southwest Baptist University. And Madeline Lozer, Southwest Baptist University. Those are a few of the major scholarships that these students received in this class. Now, Mr. Tom Brady, who's our director of the Defense Department Educational Activity, has challenged our schools to have all students career and college ready. And we agree with this concept and enacted several years ago academic pathways as one way to prepare our students so they would be both career and college ready. Over 40% of the seniors you see here tonight completed the academic pathways this year. This is an amazing number considering how many students PCS out of our school during their 4-year high school career. To give you perspective, 4 years ago, we only had 8 completers. There is no school in the DODEA system that has come close in numbers to the amount of students finishing the pathways. In addition, our students finish programs that students normally do not complete until well after high school. This includes certification and licenses in certified nurse assisting, as well as other technical programs. Tonight, for the first time, we recognize our completers of the academic pathways by the colored cords that designate their completion of the career technical education component. Students who have their CTE cords, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. In many other ways in our school, we've combined the academics with real-world experiences with our STEM program, and we have our annual pumpkin drop. And more than that, we have like our incredible, we're going to darkness here, our incredible video and television production team, and who does the professional production of our rock and roll show, and even the streaming of tonight's graduation worldwide. Now, a great educator is able to not only build upon their relationships with students, but also demand rigor in the classroom that gains students' respect and lasts well beyond the high school years. The class of 2015 has been able to bond with many of their teachers and coaches, as one can tell by their choices of tonight's commencement speaker, Mr. Joe Titano, and their pick of Dr. Nadine Johnson-Borja as their staff person of the year. This bonding is not one-sided. Every year, students leave our building who we have connected with for the last 4 years, and it's really kind of hard to see them go. My satisfaction always comes from witnessing students grow in high school by their actions and deeds. I've seen our student government leadership grow from thinking that governing is just requesting things without thought to putting extensive plans together to make things work. And I said, way to go, Shannon, Hannah, and Kayla, and all the other senior leadership for being so thorough in your plans and for all the pep rallies and all the events throughout the school years. I'm going to miss our meetings with me saying, you can't do that. Guam High is going to miss the great athletes who are able to perform academically and on the field. I hope they're not signaling me I'm talking too long. So. They bring GHS so much recognition for their talents, bringing home the gold in our track seasons and challenging for the titles in softball, soccer, and even paddling this year. And a lot of these kids were part of the great football teams that we put on the field for several years and still had the heart this year. Guam High has been a multi-dimensional school in producing accomplished academic students and good athletes. Students, it's really my hope that Guam High School has trained you to go out into this world with the great qualities your school and your parents have instilled in you. As a school, I hope we have not only prepared you for continued education, but also life itself. We are sending you out to this world, and we're very proud of you, but you still have many choices to make. I hope those choices continue to be the ones that not only benefit you financially, but also keep the values that your families have bestowed upon you. The Chamorro culture is deep with tradition of taking care of family. They have the belief that we are our brother's keepers. We have a proud blended community of students here at Guam's High School. We have learned the value of friendship, taking care of one another, and doing the right thing. These are the most important virtues that are well established within your families and your school. Take those virtues and never lose sight of the importance of family and each other. During the Depression in the 1920s, my great-grandfather would often become irritated with my great-grandmother because she would bring the homeless, starving, railroad-riding hobos into the backdoor kitchen to feed them. She did not know any of these people. She just did that. My great-grandfather would ask her, "Why do you do this? They could be dangerous." She would respond, "Because that is what good people do. They take care of each other." Class of 2015, you have been given the gift of education and values through school and family to be successful in this world. It's your turn to go out there and pass it on. We are going to miss you, but we are excited about your future. Go out into the world and play it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Guam High School class of 2015.
Sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cameron De La Rosa, the senior class treasurer. Tonight, it is my honor to present a student who has definitely made an impression on Guam High School. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to accomplish what our senior class president has done throughout her years here. She has been a part of the Student Council and the National Honor Society for the past 3 years, and was one of the first members of the Student-to-Student program, which helps welcome new students to the school and to the island, and helps students who are transitioning off-island. She won Best Anchor in the Pacific for 2 years in a row, and plans to continue to pursue her passion for journalism. In addition, she never fails to volunteer at the USO every Thanksgiving and Christmas for their holiday dinners with her family. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am honored to present to you our senior class president, Ms. Alessandra Sacha Francesca Yanko Haas.
Thanks, Cami. For the 3 of the 4 years I spent here at Guam High School,
I had the greatest privilege of leading the class of 2015 in some way. In my sophomore and junior years, I served as a class secretary, and this year, I was lucky enough to serve as their senior class president. As class president, it is only right that I talk about the class and the year we had together. Prior to writing this, I had asked a couple of people what came to mind when they thought of the class of 2015. Some of the things that came up were dedicated, hard-headed, spirited, well-rounded, and diverse. Looking at the class of 2015 was like watching those high school movies that had the stereotypical high school cliques, and I don't mean that in the bad way. The class is filled with a plethora of people with such diverse personalities, interests, and ideals. There are the athletes, the brainiacs, the artists, the leaders, the dancers, the gamers, any kind of person you can think of, really. The class of 2015 has it. But and though each person is unique in their own way, I've come to realize that they all have one thing in common, and that is their perseverance. Each person persevered to be who and where they are today, and it wasn't an easy task. They say that junior year is the most difficult year as a high schooler, but after being a senior for the past couple of months, I've had to disagree. Senior year is the most difficult and most emotional year because it puts you to the test. It is the year where you have to choose where you're going to take your first step to the rest of your life. And for us, and for some of us, it is the year that you have grown to become your own person, and the year that you learn the importance of standing up for what you believe in, and learn that sometimes standing up for what you believe in means losing some of the people you're closest to along the way. But as young adults entering what is known as the real world, it is pertinent that you find yourself and your voice. And seniors, I hope that when you find your voice, that you use your voice for good, and to ensure that you stand up for what you think is right, because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. I hope that when you're given opportunities, that you grab those opportunities, and that you keep an open mind, because sometimes growing requires you to step outside of your comfort zone. I don't doubt that one day I will be hearing about you guys in the news doing bigger and better things, creating a difference in the world, and who knows, maybe one of us will be the ones reporting on it. I hope that you find your place in the world, seniors, and that you find what makes you happy in life, that you do everything with love and happiness and expect nothing in return, because everything that is meant to happen will happen in its own course. I hope that when you want to cry, that you cry, because sometimes it's okay to be sad, and that when you're happy, that you express that happiness to the world and shed your light on those who need it, because sometimes a simple smile can brighten someone else's day. Find your inspiration and inspire the world. And to those who inspired me, thank you. Thank you for teaching me to become a better leader, and that making a decision has the power to make a change. Mr. Benjamin Franklin Uggan Leon Guerrero II, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done for me and listening to me talk when I needed someone to listen. Thank you for always telling me everything that I need to hear instead of what I wanted to hear. And to my parents, thank you for allowing me to stay after school almost every single day because of all of the meetings that I had to attend, and for even driving me to school on holidays because I had a meeting or an event to come to school. Thank you for all that you do and will continue to do, and for helping me become the person that I am. Thank you to everyone for teaching me patience and the importance of hard work. And seniors, the hard work paid off. The past 4 years in high school, the blood, the sweat, the tears that you shed, and all that you put into high school has brought you to tonight. Whether it's blood shed from playing in the field, or blood from a paper cut that you got taking out a sheet of paper to take a pop quiz, it was your blood. Whether it was from running outside for PE, or the aircon not working causing you to sweat, it was your sweat. And whether it was because of you having to say goodbye to another friend who was PCSing, or from having emotional breakdowns that you had because of the amount of work that you had to do, it was your tears shed. It was you who earned this. Tonight is your night, seniors. Tonight is all about you, and it is all about us. Class of 2015, congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Alessandra. My name is Noah Baserta Olson, the Senior Class Vice President. Achieving the titles of valedictorian and salutatorian is truly a great honor, and our class could not be more proud of these two deserving individuals. At this time, I would like to call on Mr. James Herb, Assistant Principal, to introduce this year's salutatorian.
Thank you. This year's salutatorian is definitely an all-around student. She completed 4 advanced placement classes in English, math, and science. She participated in 5 different sports here at Guam High School. She was the captain of this year's tennis team and placed 4th in the All-Island Girls Singles Division. She also qualified for the latest season of track and field. And if that's not enough, she chaired the Foster Go Bag program as a member of the National Honor Society, organizing the donation of 84 bags of overnight supplies for children in need, and insisted in the founding of Guam High School's first Bible club. She also actively attends Faith Church and absolutely loves the island of Guam. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to recognize this year's salutatorian, who will be attending Dordt College in Iowa in the fall, Elaine Apol. I had a 50-50 chance, Scott.
Graduation, simply the closing of one chapter, the opening of the next. This phase in our lives is not the ending of a journey, but the beginning. Just kidding, that's not my speech. I attended the past 2 graduations here at Guam High, and I promised myself that if I ever made it to this podium, I would not cry. And I wouldn't utilize cliches. Sorry, broke that one too. But we'll see if I cry, because this class has been overwhelmingly accepting and friendly as we've grown and learned together. Your generosity and kindness is something I am never going to forget. We've shared in the high stress of Dr. Borja's essays and the fun-filled learning of Charisma's crazy experience. We've shared in Titano's toughness, both on and off the track, and Hollister's holistic style of teaching. Some of us were even able to start a Bible club this year. Shout out to my Bible club. I have been more than blessed to share these experiences with you. You guys have turned my final year into one of the best that I have had. So thank you for allowing me to be part of what is undoubtedly the best senior class we have had at Guam High School. It is my personal belief, although I'm pretty sure it's shared, that we are the smartest, most athletic, most musical, and hands down best looking class we have had at Guam High School. Yet somehow, occasionally I come across people who are surprised to see talent coming out of such a small school. And yet, athletically, We have Tina, who bossed it up on the track this year. And then we have Lewis, who is going to college to play football. And we have so many other outstanding athletes. Take a look at Daniel. Daniel, can you flex for us? He could bench about 8 of me. And then we have so many people... We have so many people going into different branches of the military, including Jade, who has a fantastic haircut and is joining the Marines. Then musically, we have Julian. If you watched rock and roll, he played like 5 different instruments, including a broom. Then we have Zach, who plays the tuba from his soul. And I would say he competed with Michael and Jake this year for best beard. Academically, many of our seniors, we've challenged ourselves with AP classes, and several people chose to take both an AP Science and an AP Math. And I was talking to Noah, and he informed me that he counts for at least 12 people. So then Shannon and I are so mature that we dared each other to say fart in our speeches. Although I do owe it to the very artistic Audrey for finally convincing me. Fart, challenge accepted. Then for best looking, I hardly need examples, but if you're unconvinced, in the back there, we have Hunter. Hunter, can you wave for us? Each and every one of these seniors has worked so hard to get where we are, and we've accomplished so much. And anyone searching for talent coming for Guam needs to look no farther than this class. There is no doubt that we can continue to excel as we stand up to new challenges in the future. In just a few weeks, we'll have scattered all across the world, but we will never forget the memories we've made at Guam High School. This class has changed my life, and I know you will change the lives of others in the future. If there's one thing I've learned this year, it's that there will always be people who tell us what we won't accomplish, but those people don't matter. It is the overwhelming support from all of you in front of us today that has made the achievements of the class of 2015 possible. It is you who truly matter, and all I can say, all we can say, is thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. I would now like to call on Mr. Kime to introduce our valedictorian.
Actually, I have to make a comment. A few days ago, our valedictorian was, we were having the kids kind of write the introduction for themselves. So, kind of get everything that they've done. And our valedictorian was stuck because, it is kind of hard to brag about yourself and, pronounce everything that you've done. And so finally, yesterday, she informed me that it was done. I went, oh, good, you finally came up. She had asked me, actually, to write it, and I said no. And I was very happy that she, on her own, kind of figured out, all right, how do you brag about one yourself but not kind of seem egotistical? And so I asked her how that went, and she had, I had Leon Guerrero's write it for me. But I'll tell you something. Our valedictorian for the class of 2015 has played an enormous role during her time here at Guam High School. This year, she served as the president of the Student Government Association. In addition, however, the student served as vice president of the National Honor Society, took 2 advanced placement courses, stayed socially active. I don't know how socially active that was, but stayed socially active and managed to occasionally get some sleep, and that's the truth. She has served as a CCTV anchor and Panther Media Productions manager, TriCaster and producer for the last 4 years. She ended the year with a total of 5 advanced placement courses and was the first student ever to be awarded Outstanding Student of the Year all 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to recognize this year's valedictorian, who will be attending the University of Guam right here at home in the fall, Shannon Atta.
Oh my God, it sounded like I farted. Shout out to Elaine for that. Okay. Good evening. My name is Shannon. It means small and wise. I used to pride myself on the meaning of my name and tried to embody it completely. But I've learned throughout high school that I am not wise. I'm far from it. Because having the highest GPA and being wise are 2 very different things. I am truly not qualified to offer any piece of advice to my peers, because that's what we are, peers. I realized that gaining wisdom comes from listening and learning from the people around you who are there to support you when you complete different milestones in your life, graduation included. Those people, your support system, no matter how large or small, are the ones who are here tonight. They are the ones who guided us, and they are the ones who deserve to be thanked. Therefore, my valedictory address is in honor of them, because how can I not talk about family when family's all that I've got? This year especially, I learned how to analyze literature to its core. I also began writing a lot. And not many people know this, but I wrote down all the things that people, my support system, have said to me that I feel are significant. Every time someone would give me advice, I would jot it down so that I'd never forget it. The remainder of my speech are some of those quotes from the most wise and inspirational people in my life. And following their quotes is my analysis of them. 1, I don't know why you seniors choose to end your high school career without throwing yourself out there. When the real world comes, either you stay hidden in your house or you face the world. Seniors, you can guess who said that one. Hint, he likes to lecture. The pathos in this quote is what makes it one of my favorites. The passion in this particular lecture is meant to encourage me and other seniors to take on the world with self-assured conviction. 2, be confident. Now, this quote has a little bit of a backstory. It alludes to a previous mantra created by the same person, which is verbatim, confidence is sexy. This statement applies to any situation, trust me. 3, rule number 1, homework first. Rule number 2, learn rule number 1. This is how I got through high school. The semi-parallelism and playful tone make it easy to remember. This quote was drilled into my brain practically since birth. It's also good to use when you want to get out of doing chores. Sorry, Dad, I can't do the laundry. I have to do my homework. It's rule number 1. 4, more is caught than is taught. This piece of advice uses its catchy rhyme scheme to deliver the message of having good character, always. It's not about how you present yourself to people. It's about what they see when you don't know they are watching. 5, dig deeper. The alliteration and simplicity of this quote is the beauty of it. Dig deeper, meant to force us to write longer papers and analyze more. It is also a double entendre. Dig deeper, not only in your analysis of literary pieces, but in life in general. Don't do things just for the sake of doing them. Dig deeper. 6, go forth and multiply. Said by my math teacher. It's an allusion to the most popular literary text in the world, and it's another double entendre, multiple entendre, if you will. Multiply the smiles you give, multiply the amount of friends in your life, and multiply the amount of love in your life. And finally, something two very wise men in my life like to say. Strive to be like a farmer, outstanding in your field. Seniors, it's up to us to listen to the guidance that our very wise support system has given us. It's important that as we make different choices in life and move on, we do not forget those that helped mold our adult selves. As we face the world, we must be confident, do our homework, have good character, dig deeper, multiply, and be outstanding. Because one day, we will be a member of that audience, watching our child or loved one graduate, and they're going to look to us and hope that we prepared them well enough to enter the world. So we will be wise, one day when we're all old like them. Are you guys ready? Congratulations to the class of 2015. We've come a long way from where we began, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. Our commencement speaker this evening needs no introduction, having made a name for himself across the island. He received his bachelor's and master's degree from Adams State University and did his postgraduate studies at the University of Oregon, University of Northern Colorado, and the University of New Mexico. He has represented Guam in the men's national basketball team for 5 South Pacific Games and was a coach and official for Guam in 2 Olympic and 6 World Track and Field Championships. He has served as Vice President for the Guam National Olympic Committee and the Guam Track and Field Association for over 20 years. He is known on Guam as the Legend for being the coach with the most championships in boys and girls cross country, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls track and field. He believes that what you do in school, just as in sports, prepares you for life. He has served as a mentor for numerous students and athletes that have become teachers and coaches themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor that I present to you this year's commencement speaker, the legend, Mr. Joseph Taitano.
Thank you for that esteemed introduction, Mr. Leon Guerrero. I didn't do that. I did that much. I didn't know that I did that much. But thanks anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And Dankaluna si Jus Mahasi. Before I begin my address, I would first like to acknowledge the presence of our distinguished guests, the hardworking teachers and staff of Guam High School, proud parents, family members, and especially the graduating class of 2015. I am incredibly honored to be with you tonight to share in this momentous occasion for the Guam High School graduating class of 2015. I am so happy to have this last and final opportunity to speak with you today as we celebrate your hard work accomplishments, that marks the end of one chapter in your lives and the beginning of your journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. In preparation for this evening, I thought long and hard about this past school year. All the times you have spent in these classrooms, on the field, on the playing court, in the hallways of Guam High, and realized that every day, through the interactions with teachers and peers, knowledge was imparted, ideas were exchanged, and academic and life skills were developed. Every day, every seemingly ordinary day, something extraordinary happened. I remember the day the first time a student was able to reach his goal of running a mile in 8 minutes. When he crossed the finish line, let me tell you, the look of sheer disbelief and joy on his face was unforgettable, incredibly inspirational. This happened on an ordinary day. Or when a student who was inspired and touched so much that he cried when a teacher told him he was smart and transformed the next year into a more confident young man, 20 pounds thinner and ready to conquer the world. Having his intelligence recognized and acknowledged changed his life. It was just amazing. This also happened on an ordinary day, school day. Or let me tell you about another student who walked into the basketball court for tryouts and couldn't find his legs or handle a basketball to save his life. 2 years later, on an ordinary day, while here at Guam High, he received the news that he was selected for the O-Island basketball team. He was over the moon. Mother Teresa once said that miracles were not a rare occurrence, that instead miracles were to be found in the ordinary, and that the key to experiencing life's miracles, God's miracles, was to find the extraordinary in the ordinary. Indeed, there were many miracles that happened here at Guam High School. Many extraordinary achievements or occurrences happened right here, every day, every ordinary day. What is miraculous about these events that have happened to all of you in some shape or form over the last few years is that they will carry with you into the future and one day, perhaps reveal themselves. Who would have known that a student who was one of our best cross-country runners, focused, determined, hardworking, ethical, compassionate, would take his collective experiences here at Guam High, graduate from the Naval Academy in Annapolis, and then return to Guam as a lieutenant on the USS Chicago. So it's from this source of inspiration, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary here at Guam High School, that I share my thoughts with you tonight, my strategy for achieving success and what I believe constitutes success. Success begins with having a plan. You have to have a plan. Success does not happen serendipitously. It's something that is mapped out, faithfully followed, and executed with precision. People do not wake up one day and discover that they are successful. Successful people set realistic objectives that have been carefully identified as requisites to achieve the overall goal. Successful people know that the pathway to success is long and varying in elevation. There are no shortcuts. Successful people know that achieving success requires patience, commitment, and ability to adapt to changing circumstances. They plan to be successful. This is one of your challenges. When things don't go as planned, what will be your response? Will your efforts to achieve success end here, or will you seek alternate ways to forge ahead? Secondly, commit to your plan. Commitment requires hard work, discipline, and perseverance. This philosophy not only applies to sports, but to academics and to life in general. Commitment means sacrifice, loyalty, and the courage and strength to do what is necessary to maintain faithful to the plan that you set out. This would mean at some point down the road, you will likely be inconvenienced, you will likely grow tired, you will likely get discouraged, discover disappointment, or become disheartened. When this happens, what will be your response? Would you hang your head and stay on the sidelines of life? Or will you get back in the race and keep moving forward, staying committed to your plan? You're proud Panthers, so sitting on the sidelines isn't really an option. Many of you I know personally have already experienced incredibly challenging circumstances. Being here today is testimony, proof of your resilience and strength. You're here today. You made it to the start of the marathon of life. And to those students, I ask everyone here to join me in giving them a warm round of applause. Have a plan. Commit to your plan. Be agile and adapt to change. I recently saw a movie that opened up with the line, "If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans." So while success requires careful planning and commitment, it also requires the ability to adapt to change. Let's face it. The reality is that there are things we can control and things we cannot. Things we can change and things we cannot. To know and embrace the difference between what we can and cannot change, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and continually move forward is the third and final key in achieving success. I am so proud of all the accomplishments of the athletes that I have coached and students I taught. I am proud of those who have excelled and are at the top of their game. They are amazing students and athletes that have the talent and will to excel at the level of collegiate sports and beyond. But I am equally proud of those athletes that ran the slowest times. But showed up to practice every day, train in the hot sun, and struggle for every second of improvement. These athletes didn't complain or wallow in what they didn't have, but embraced on what they did have and forged ahead. They pushed themselves, ran with pure heart, even though at the end of the day, they knew their respective accomplishments were not necessarily going to be recognized by others. No trophies, no ribbons, no press coverage for the students. They walked away with something far more important: self-confidence and the peace and reward of knowing they did their very best. This is invaluable. By being dedicated to a training plan and committed to working hard, being disciplined, and persevering, they transformed and earned the title champions. So that's how I believe success is achieved. Have a plan, be committed to your plan, and adapt well to change. And now, to what I believe defines success. What is success? Success is often equated with the acquisition of things, outwardly tangible things, a big house with a view, luxury cars, name brand clothing. We often think that people who have these things have achieved success. Tonight, I would like to propose a paradigm shift on how we look at this concept of success. Let's think for a moment of success having two fundamental aspects that are not mutually exclusive. The first part of success is the journey of inward processes to achieve self-actualization, rather than an outwardly effort to obtain material things. What do these mean? Simply put, let's shift the focus from attaining material things to what is happening in your hearts. This means that a fundamental aspect of success is consistent, candid, and honest self-reflection and self-assessment, a journey inward instead of pursuit outward. It's not the diploma in hand, but the effort made to gain knowledge and develop skills you picked up along the way. The satisfaction and confidence in knowing you worked hard and reaped rewards. It's not the blue ribbon at the finish line, but the training and conditioning done months prior that provided the inner, physical, and mental strength and endurance to run the race to the best of your ability. Check in with yourself. Check in often. Are you on the right path? Are you being true to yourself? Are your priorities in order? Can you truly say that you tried your very best? Or will your life decision be guided by fear? Fear of not being good enough, smart enough, talented enough, or even the fear of losing something? The answers to these questions will be complicated, necessarily fluid, and change as you evolve and grow. But if you really take the time to ask yourself these questions, the answers that only you can articulate will ultimately determine your success, your individual landscape of success and happiness at any given time. So check in with yourself, check in often. As each of you will leave today with diplomas in hand, you will begin to embark on a new and challenging journey. Each of you will make personal choices, some going to college or tech school, some serving in our nation's armed forces, and some immediately entering the workforce. This brings me to the second element of success, and that is to be a part of something larger than ourselves. A fundamental aspect of success is to be part of a positive, collective, transformative process that empowers others, and in doing so, strengthens our community, our great American nation, and improves our world. Yes, individual achievements is to be celebrated, but achievement in the service of others has a greater, more expansive reach. In the words of DeWitt Jones, a life coach and National Geographic professional photographer, thrive not to be the best in the world, but to be the best for the world. How will your life be of good service to your community, your country? As you leave today, I would like to share a personal story. As a young man, and believe me, that was about 1,000 years ago, I had a mentor, Coach Clyde Billings, who with a few short words washed away all my self-doubt about whether I was good enough, smart enough to go to college and fulfill my dreams. Those were big dreams for a young, skinny kid from Guam whose dad was a mechanic and whose mother farmed and worked in a school cafeteria to make ends meet. I would like to think that in some small way, Coach Clyde Billings' efforts are paid forward as I repeat those same words. I believe in you. We believe in you. We believe that with hard work and commitment, you can be anything you set out to be. We believe that you have the capacity to overcome adversity. We believe that you will do good in the world. And we believe that as the future of the American nation, you continue to honor the sacrifices made by so many to secure our freedom. I recently asked my daughter Melissa, a PhD graduate from UCLA, what got her through her 10-year-long academic career. She responded, your bank account. She laughed, I didn't. Joking aside, she said that faith, power of the prayer, and the acknowledgement and recognition of the many sacrifices we as her parents made so that she could succeed helped her through the toughest of times when she almost gave up. Faith, the power of prayer, and recognition of all the sacrifices made by your parents so that you could succeed. Know that your accomplishments today and your accomplishments in the future are not yours and yours alone, but made possible by the sacrifices of your parents, guardians, those who love you, or possibly even mentors, teachers who took the extra step to help you through areas of difficulty, counselors who spent time to help you plan a career path, or school staff that may have positively impacted your lives. When times get tough and you are unable to muster strength to press on and pull through the roughest of waters, remember the years of countless deployments, careers put on hold or sacrificed entirely, thousands of brown bag lunches, hours of extra tutoring, all so that you could be here today and continue to thrive. If you cannot muster the strength to continue for yourself, find the strength to continue in honor of the many sacrifices of people who have loved and supported you. To the class of 2015, be true to yourself, find the extraordinary in the ordinary life, live life to its fullest, and of course, don't forget to eat healthy and exercise. You know that was going to come out, right? Okay. And in line with my annual tradition of standing on the sidewalk, holding up a sign to bid farewell to Guam High School students loading onto the buses for the very last school year, I bid farewell to you, the graduating class of 2005. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, 2000. I'm glad you were listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Titano. My name is Anna Armel, and I'm the Senior Class Public Relations Officer. At this time, the class of 2015 would like to make a special presentation for our class advisors. Will Miss DW and Miss LG please come to the stage? The class of 2015 will now perform their class song.
It's been
Who knew all the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now you see me in a better place. How could we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing right by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride. See you again. Where we started. First you both went out your way and that vibe was feeling strong and that vibe turned to a friendship just to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, that love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first and that line will never be crossed, establish it on our own and that line had to be drawn, and that's the line we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How we gon' not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend.
All my friends.
I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
See you again. Without you, my friend.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Thank you, seniors. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Kime and Mr. Herb to the stage for the presentation of diplomas. I would also like to call to the podium Dr. Nadine Johnson-Borja to perform the roll call. Please hold your applause until all seniors have received their diplomas. Once again, we kindly ask that no prolonged cheering or noisemakers be used during the awarding of diplomas.
Alessandra Sacha Haas. Noah Basurto Olson. Madison Ray Bosart. Cameron Star De La Rosa. Anna Armel. Hannah Dodd. Deja J. Arceo. Jenica Padilla. Kayla Marie Santos Blend. Shannon Marie Ada. Elaine Rose Apel. Travis Pinaula. Maisie Torres Uggan. Rico John Uggan. Gianna Lucia Alvarez. Zachary Anderson. Giselle Clement Angara. Talawani Atoigui. Gregory J. Atau. Shane Jonathan Baloran. Kaimana Joseph Bamba. Dante Rashad Baines. Jade Maria Kane. Catherine Mary DeLuna Campbell. Michael Ryan Obias Carino. Giovanni Rian Castro. Sage Charfaras. Tara Conception. Emma Alexandra Conrad. Janessa Cortez Rodriguez. Kristen Alexis Borja Cruz. Nathaniel Michael Cruz. Cynthia Marisa Dargan. Sandra Dasher. Julian Mafnes Dueñas. Ken Lance Ejusada. Kurt Leo Ejusada. Marissa Eggert. Jasmine Espino. Joseph D. Anthony Etheridge. Christina Regner Francisco. Austin Joseph Guerrero Gamboa. Christina Marie Gatto. Brent Jason Green. Anna Elisa Gresham. Jared Guerrero. Henry Benjamin Haight. Calvin Christopher Harmon. Lewis Harris. Michaela Hendricks. Jacob Harazo. Kaylin Hubble. Jordan Hunter. Amberlane Isaac. Shamara Ishmael. Chika Janai. Destiny Nicole Jones. Jalen Jones. Makita King. Xiao Liao. Michael Anthony Limtiaco. Abigail Grace Loser. Madeline Louise Loser. Bethany Love. Trevor Glenwood Martin. Deanna McMahon. Audrey Jose Meno. Caitlin Cruz Miller. Agnes Ann Teresa Nail. Tyler Ray Nowling. Nicholas Antonor Cruz Pangilinan. Gabriel Paulino. Daniel Perez. Sabrina Beatrice Perez. Michaela Rachels. DeAndre Richardson. Leroy Robinson. Vance Anthony Salas. Valissa Sana. Mitchell Ryan Shaver. Michael Sheehan. Savannah Giramore Solang. Michaela Southard. Savannah Haley Spriggs. Dylan Todd Stamey. Liam Stiefel. Sierra Celine Tahaji. Kianale Matsumoto Tenorio. Nathaniel Thompson. Logan Twilliger. Ashley Antalan. Aaron Oy. Austin Vensayo. Travis Vencel. Hunter Chase San Miguel Yatar.
I would like to now call Mr. Keim to the podium for the presentation of the top 10 students and the conferring of graduates.
Did you get that? The following students have earned the highest grade point average of the class of 2015. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all top 10 achievers have been recognized. Number 10, top achiever, Anna Armel. Number 9, Caitlin Miller. Number 8, Henry Haight. Number 7, Elijah Perrins. Number 6, Michael Sheehan. I feel a little like David Letterman. Number 5, Christina Francisco. Number 4, Reliza Sana. Number 3, Hunter Yatar. Number 2, Elaine Apel. And the number 1 top achiever, Shannon Atta. Please, everybody, let's give them a hand. Thank you. You may be seated. Are we ready? Okay, everyone ready? Okay. On behalf of the Department of Defense Educational Activity and its director, Mr. Thomas Brady, the Department of Defense Educational Activity Pacific and its director, Dr. Linda Curtis, along with the Guam District and its superintendent, Dr. Stephen Bloom, I have reviewed and certified your official school transcripts and now have the honor and privilege to announce that you, as the members of the class of 2015, are now graduates of Guam High School.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. This concludes our program. To clear the way for our graduates, guests are asked not to block the back area and not to leave until all graduates have exited the building. Once they have exited, the graduates will gather at the bus loop at the back of the building. Parents, please see Ms. Herrera at the back to pick up your child's records. Please stand for the recessional.